What's up, gamers and geeks? Matt here with That's Fair Podcasting and Gaming Geeks Live. And I'm going to kind of take it back to another little retro one here. And what it is for you Gen X and older millennials. I know I aim at those a lot just in the retro ones. But what was it that you, in the 80s, growing up in the 80s, what was it you look forward to most on a Friday evening getting out of school? That's what this video is about. So stay tuned. Man, me and my cousin Sebastian to this day still talk about it. We're Gen Xers, and we did everything, man. Back in the 80s, it was regular Nintendo, and then, I had a Commodore 64. I mean, the video games were there, the VHS tapes. Oh, jeez. And then we were heavy into G.I. Joe, the toy line. But again, if you are new here, please subscribe to That's Fair Podcasting or Gaming Geeks Live. Maybe like the video, help us in that algorithm. It really helps us get the views. I sincerely appreciate it, and I appreciate the new subscribers that have come on to That's Fair Podcasting. And if you don't do any of those and you just watch the video, thank you so much. I sincerely appreciate that. That's what means the most. But what was it you guys, you Gen X and older millennials, what did you guys look forward to most on a Friday night back in the day, especially when you got out of school? Like for me, man, it was going to my cousin Sebastian's house, man. I mean, we had such a huge array of stuff. For one, we would order what was called Pizza Shuttle in Norman, Oklahoma. And then we created our own tabletop. This is back in the 80s, mind you. We created our own tabletop called Legends of Myth. And it was about the dark world, where you could play a werewolf, a vampire, a witch, or a warlock, Or you could be like an FBI agent. You could be like a monster hunter, just like a Dean or a Sam Winchester. There was so many different things and so many avenues that we broached in that game called Legends of Myth that to this day we still talk about it. But that was one of our ways to pass time on a Friday night, going deep into Saturday and the Sunday morning when I had to go back home. But if it wasn't that, it would be video games on the Nintendo, from Excite Bike to Choplifter to 10-Yard Fight. Man, I mean, these were games that we played regularly, and he and I had also what was called the Sega system. It came out I don't know if it came out in 1988, but I got it in 1988. I had one called the Ninja, and but there were other games like on the Nintendo. He had the Legend of Cage and some other ones that just, we were heavy into ninjas at the time too, because of that ninja mania, that ninja craze of the 80s that he and I really got into. But it was on Fridays, man. What would we do? His mother would rent VHS tapes. And then they would go off to do something during the days on the weekends, and there'd be us watching some of those. And even in the summertime, on Friday nights, I'd get all my shit done so I could go to my cousin Sebastian's house and we'd sit down. I remember watching specific videos on videotape like Purple Rain and Top Gun and all these different movies. But then we'd go to we'd do chores and his mom would leave us money. And we'd go get our latest Joes, I was waiting for Spirit or Quick Kick to come out, because that was when the new figures came out. And but Friday nights, man, what did you guys do on Friday nights, man? Did you look forward to some of the same Gen X to late millennial shit like we did? I mean, we would sit there and roll dice. We'd play regular Dungeons and Dragons next to Legends of Myth. Then we played a superhero game called Villains and Vigilante. Who here remembers that? Any Gen X remember Villains and Vigilante? Let me know, because that was a good one. And we did that one, and then we did another one, but I don't remember what it was called. But it was about the Vietnam War, kind of like the Vietnam War, but it was a tabletop, believe it or not. But I don't remember what it's called now. I'm kind of wishing I did. But he had every major toy line, like almost the entire collection that we'd break out on Fridays, from G.I. Joe, obviously I told you about it. And then earlier on set would be the He-Man figures, and then he had Mask. But we never really hit up the Transformers much, But there was just so many things that we did on a Friday night. Like I said, it started with Pizza Shuttle first. Then we'd stay up and probably play G.I. Joe. And then as we got a little bored with that after a couple of hours, then we'd stay up way late, and I would DM us. He'd bribe me with some of the latest football cards, like a rookie card of Rocket Ismail, or anything like that. Like it was great, man. Like we just sit there and game throughout the night, and sometimes we didn't realize how late it was getting, and the sun would come up. And again, Legends of Myth was the one that really broke the mold as far as our tabletop. But what is it that you guys miss most about a Gen X style 80s Friday night? Like, we had the ghetto blasters, we turned the music on, we had the dual cassette players, and we'd be just recording music. We just hang out, drink Pepsi, and just eat corn nuts or eat pickles. And man, we just record the latest music on KJ 103, and it was just like, it was harder to get all this stuff, but at the same time, I miss it. It was such a good time. And, I guess what I am is I'm bringing it all into one kind of category because it started on a Friday night and ultimately ended on a Sunday afternoon when you had to go back to school and stuff. And then you just repeat the process and wait the 5 days. Friday came, and, I just remember working on campaigns in D&D or Legends of Myth, and just, we talking to each other on the phone and just like, okay, here's what we're doing here, creating character classes, creating races and things like that. But yeah, Friday nights, man. Friday nights were magical back in the day. With VHS, you'd go to like a Blockbuster, or like in Noble, Oklahoma, in the small town I lived in, it was called Video Showcase. And you just prayed, man. You just prayed they had the movie you were wanting to see in there. And I don't know how many times I had my dad rent Ninja 3: The Domination, starring Sho Kazuki and Lucinda Dickey. He rented it a lot, and I watched it a lot, and I have it on DVD. But it's just a great time to be alive as a Gen X on a Friday night. And ironically, we're, me and my wife Mandy, it's 6:23 Friday the 18th of July, and as soon as I'm done, it's 6:23 p.m. As soon as I'm done, we're gonna link up and co-op some 7 Days to Die 2.0. But anyway, guys, that's it. I just want to know what it is. I just really, really want to hear from you guys, if you don't mind. Tell me what you guys looked forward to most back in the 80s, you Gen Xers or older millennials. What was it you guys, and even boomers, man, I mean, come on, jump in here. What was it you looked forward to the most on a Friday evening back in the 80s? Like I said, it was movies, it was video games, tabletop games, and food. Anything else didn't matter, man. But that is all I have. I sincerely appreciate if you watched this much of it. If you don't mind subscribing to That's Fair Podcasting or Gaming Geeks Live, like the video, you help us with those clicks, man. Sincerely, it helps. And again, to the subscribers that have jumped on to That's Fair Podcasting, thank you so much. And guys, all to you out there who have listened and braved this pointless video, all love to you, and I'm outro.